Hello my beautiful and lovely gamers, my name is Jonal, Jeff Kaplan, you sexy fucking beast. I love you so much. That's been introduced a replay system to Overwatch, and there are some insane, absolutely insane PTR patch notes that's just gonna go through. And some of these, I have, some of these are way too huge. So, we're gonna talk about that, break it down as a coach, as a Grandmaster player. I would love to hear your opinions down in the comment section so we can learn from each other, experience. Doesn't matter what rank you are or anything, everybody has a point of view and experience that we can always learn from and take from each other. Now, I want to actually cover the bottom of the patch notes. I don't like going, I want to try to not go from the top of the less irritating things. I will actually cover the most important things first. One quick thing. I know that some people were expecting that today's video was going to be the how to actually improve your accuracy with an aim software guide. I've been using an aim software for over a month now, almost 2 months. And me and a sample size of friends have been using it, collecting data. How good is it? How is the best way to actually use it to improve? I actually love it. It made my accuracy not just improve incredibly and my friends' accuracy improve incredibly, but it's also made my accuracy, what's it called, stable. Like it is not as inconsistent as it used to. Before I could like go to a match and be really like, oh, I miss every single shot, or I'm all of a sudden an aimbot, right? Now it's so much more flatlined towards a higher level of play, and I love it. So that will be the next video, so stay tuned for that. Subscribing, the bell notification, liking, and also the Discord, the Twitter, the Twitch, all of that is linked down in the description. Always helps out the channel, so thank you guys so much. But let's begin. I actually want to cover the replay system first. It's fairly simple. There's no need to go into too much detail. It's super simple. Everything is live on the PTR now, meaning if you play on console, it will come to the console live patch sooner or later. But right now it's on the PTR and will probably be pushed out to the main version of the game for every platform in the next patch. Now, the replay system, quite simple. You play a game, you will store up to 10 of your games, and you can then enter them afterwards, and you can watch them. You can watch everything just like you could in the World Cup viewer. I mean, you can watch third person, you can watch first person, you can watch your point of view, you can watch your team's point of view, the enemy team's point of view, bird's eye view, everything that the World Cup viewer, or better way to probably explain it to people, everything that you have seen them do in the Overwatch League, you can do to your own rank matches, in the way that you can break it down. You can probably slow it down, I would expect, just like the World Cup viewer. You can speed it up, and you can pause, all that kind of good stuff. I love it. Thank you so much. It makes my job as a coach easier, not just for individual private sessions, but also when, like, if you coach in tier 3, for example, that's or you coach in tier 2, which I've been coaching in now, which is contenders. You don't have that option. In Overwatch League, you have the option to get these kind of like, oh yeah, we can watch from bird's eye and whatever. You cannot get that in tier 3 or tier 2, which sucks, because it's such a major benefit and makes team practice so much easier. Instead of me trying to absolutely track, you can't always track everyone on the map, especially in heavy DPS comps. So this really just helps. It will be so fucking good, and I love you, Jeff, for implementing this. Thank you so much. Now let's go over to the PTR, let's go to the patch notes. And let's start with the biggest one, the most significant one, the game mode update. Assault maps, meaning Anubis, Volskaya, and so on, has time awarded after capturing point A on all assault maps have been reduced from 4 minutes to 3 minutes. Okay, so they will get one minute less, right? Which is always nice, because we've all been in this scenario where the enemy team has like, oh great, they have 10 hours to capture one tick. Right, 1 minute down, I think it's good. Just in general, it would shorten down those games, so we don't have to be like, it's bad when on assault maps you have to actually, in between matches, leave to get more to drink because the match lasted so long. Like, that's stupid. Second of all, upon losing point A, any defenders that are dead or that died shortly thereafter will have a maximum respawn on 3.5 seconds. Meaning, when my teammates fucking staggers himself, they will at least be able to set up perfectly, and it will help to stop certain snowballs. Now, I still think that snowballs will be a thing just because of how ultimates work. Normally, you can get rolled on point A so dominantly that they will have ultimates and you don't have shit. And that's normally a lot where a lot of the snowballs come from. But it also does that. People that will... It's difficult to stagger. That's essentially it. It's more difficult to stagger. You will have time to gather everybody, and everybody have time to do whatever positioning they want. A lot of time, so you don't get caught with the pants down as you're trying to leave spawn, and then the enemy team is pushing the objective, right? I think it's good. It's huge because of that. It changes a little bit how it works. It does that you can go and take fights on point A far more and far more liberally. Normally it was like if you lose the fight on point A, it's like, okay, it doesn't matter how many people we have coming back in. We're normally just gonna lose it, so we're just gonna reset, because the alternative is that we risk it, we lose this fight, and now they just go and free cap point B, right? Because we have long respawns. So I like it. I think it's really, really good. So yeah, I think it's a really good quality of life, but it's really huge. Outside of that, let's talk about Torbjörn. The Fran is now crying in the corner. So the Fran, if you want to come over, I can buy you a V-Noble, and we can sit down, we can talk about it. I know it's going to be traumatizing about this, but the secondary fire, damage per pedal, reduced from 12.5 to 10.5. Essentially, his shotgun has been reduced from 12.5 damage per pedal to 10.5 per pedal, which is, in general, a overall decent nerf. I think that Torbjörn has been way too strong. If you've ever smurfed, or now in general, fuck smurfing. Like, even on, like, my main, like, it's like, yeah, Torbjörn's fucking really good. Like, you overload with the shotgun, and it's just like, you just run down people, and there's not much they can do because of his increased survivability. He's really strong now, so I think a nerf is actually warranted on this hero. Outside of that, Symmetra has gotten a teleport range increase from 1 meter to 1.5 meter. I think it's a quality of life. It does that you can easier use the fucking teleporter. You don't have to stack on it all the time. It for me, it's just better. It's a small thing, but it's a good thing. McCree has one of the biggest ones. His primary fire recovery reduced from 0.5 seconds to 0.4 seconds, meaning you have faster fire rate, which is good. It's not a damage increase, it's a how many shots can I get off increase, meaning skilled McCree players will benefit from this, and if you're not very good at McCree, you won't necessarily benefit from this. Yes, you can get more bullets down range, but it won't increase your damage output if you still only hit 2 out of 6, right? I think it's a good thing. McCree has been one of the worst hit scans in the game just because of his lack of mobility. Soldier can rotate with mobility, has survivability. Widowmaker has his grapple hook and one-shot potential. Ash has coach gun, dynamite, bob, and 180 headshots with the coach gun or whatever, like with a Viper. I mean, and then you get the point. Most DPSs like Tracer as well has mobility. Except McCree, who has a little somersault, and that's really it. He is relying on a lot of his stun, and therefore he's really reliant on his Peacekeeper, so giving that a faster fire rate, in my opinion, really good shit. Now, D.Va has gotten a nerf. Our waifu, our lover, whatever you want to call her. Her defense matrix length has been reduced from 15 meters to 10 meters, essentially. Meaning that, okay, it will be shorter. Meaning certain spots to eat Graviton will be, what can I say, less effective, if effective at all. This is something that I think is... See, I don't like it, personally, because I like D.Va. I like her spots in the meta. She's been meta since she got her buff, where she got a damage increase and 600 health. I don't recall what patch note, it was way back. Since then, she's been meta. She's been really fucking meta. There was a period of time where she was a must pick, and she's been one of the biggest must pick heroes in almost every tank lineup. That is just D.Va. That's how D.Va works. She's fucking insane. Defense Matrix is a big part of that. Her damage output, her mobility is another big part of it. But yeah, I understand the nerf. I don't personally like it, but I understand the balancing behind it. That it will affect certain positions, it will affect certain angles for Defense Matrix, and maybe have to do that she can't always off angle and so on. It's a huge buff for DPSs like Farah that will barrage from top of the map, and it will force certain D.Va players to improve their positioning. So for that point of view, okay, yeah, now you have to be better with D.Va. She's not just a new character, because your positioning with your Matrix all of a sudden have far much more to say, as it won't just cover the fucking entire map when you hold mouse 2. Now, Baptiste. Baptiste got his ammo increased from 10 to 12, and his ultimate duration increased from 8 seconds to 10 seconds. I think these are fine. I think Baptiste is on the brink of being too scary. I think he's really scary for competitive play. I've talked about this in a previous video, how running Baptiste and Goats instead of Break affects Goats a lot. I think that it's a scary buff, just because you gotta watch really out what to do with him because of his immortality field. But outside that, I think it's fine. Like, more healing, a bigger ammo clip, and the fact that his ultimate will last longer, so you can get better value out of it, more value out of it. I think it's fine, both of them. I think because of how the ultimate is set up and how difficult it is for a lot of people to get value out of it, and because of the amount of reload you have to do a lot of time with him, I just think it's, again, a quality of life change for him. It makes him, in general, a little bit stronger, a little bit better, but it's not something that will break everything, so I think it's fine. Yeah, that's the patch notes. I think these are, no, actually, sorry, there's one last one that I actually forgot about. That's Orisa. I made a video about how much I hate bunker comp, so yeah, let's buff bunker. Thank you, Jeff. So it's not really buff. It's a quality of life for Orisa change. A lot of these are quality of life. It's like small things that make the hero a little bit better, make them feel a little bit better, a little bit more fluent. Essentially, when Orisa deploys a barrier, it won't interrupt her reload. So she can reload and drop barrier at the same time, which does that she can keep pressure on. She doesn't have to choose. She doesn't have to reload, then drop the barrier. Which is just, again, a small thing for Orisa players. But in the grand scheme of things, a big thing, right? It makes her keep pressure consistently on shield, consistently on main group, and so on. It's a small thing, but at the same time, it's kind of a big thing, right? And I think it's a good thing in general. I think that all of these things, there's also been some including increasements? Whatever, you guys know the English word. Essentially, the workshop has gotten buffs. That's what I'm trying to say here. Visual updates, and so on. There's been a bunch of other stuff. I will put them on the screen right now. You guys can see what it is. For example, the number of effects has been increased from 64 to 128, and so on. So you can make more complex games. That's like the general stuff. But yeah, outside of that, that's really the patch notes. I think that these are huge. I can't wait for the replay system to go to live, so I can make videos on this channel with it. And I think that the general buffs and so on is good. I think that this is, again, a really big show that Blizzard knows exactly what they're doing. It might take time from time to time before they actually do a balance change, but when they do, I think it's always in the right direction. They buff McCree, but they buff his fire rate a little bit to make him a little bit more faster, get a little bit faster damage output out. However, they don't increase his damage, so all of a sudden it's not like he needs fewer shots. He can just land the shots that he needs faster. I think in general, really good job, Blizzard. Really good job, Jeff. I love you guys very much, guys. As always, hit the like button if you liked the video, subscribe with bell notification, tell me down below what you guys think. I love you guys very, very much. As always, guys, my name's been Jonal. You guys stay positive, and as always, guys, keep the enemy in your crosshair.